Okay. All right. This one right here, Naruto chapter 670. I'm gonna do this. Man, he had a fucking brother. I'm like, wait, what? Like, where in the lore? Where in the lore does the Sage of Six Paths Nissan Kyodai? He comes out of nowhere, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? You had a brother? What? Oh. Fuck. Come on, Kishi. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Kishi. Fucking Alright, hold on, wait. Before I get started on that, Kishi Moto Sanyo. Before I get started on that, what's up, you guys? Naruto chapter 670 review. That is going to be 670 of Naruto. Now, I do want to say that the PlayStation 4 has already been given out. So someone won the PlayStation 4, and that video is going to be right here, alongside with another video, which basically explains what we're going to do for the next round. And the next round, where the goal here is going to be 2 PS4s and 20 volumes of manga. 10 are going to be chosen via poll, and then the other 10 are going to be chosen whatever the winner wants. So that's going to be explained on these 2 videos right here, and also on patreon.com. Go in the description box down below if you want to be a part of that. Go. Now, that being said, first of all, I need to point out that when it comes to the chapter in of itself, the beginning part was mainly fluff. Now, there was one part, and I saved the page because this shit was hilarious. This was funny! There was one part where Naruto, he's trying to understand the Sage, because Naruto, honestly, this guy's a fool. Not exactly the sharpest knife in the kitchen. However, there was one part where the Sage, he's trying to change his lingo, because the Sage, he has existed in generations for a very long period of time. And cultures have come and gone. Even though he's dead, his soul has experienced many cultures. Therefore, he's trying to see where Naruto fits in the grand scheme of cultures. So, at one point in time, in order for the Sage, he tries to match Naruto's lingo, and then this is what he says right here. This shit was funny! Because Naruto, he's like, get out it already! Why can't you talk normally? And then the Sage, the next page over, he says this, alright? Yo, whoa, like, for reals? Then I'm gonna do like this. You feel me? Know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? Yo, the Sage. Yo, that was funny. That was so funny, man. Let me repeat that shit just because I can. Alright? Whoa, like, for reals. I'm like, for reals? Like, dude. Yo, Sage. Yo, Sage, get out of here, man. Yo, this dude's a clown. Alright? This dude has his Ronald McDonald boots on right now. This dude is funny. Oh, holy shit. For reals. And it's hilarious, too, because he has the same face on. He has the same stoic, nonchalant face. Then I'm gonna do like this. So, let me continue with the actual chapter because I'm digging around too much. My cock is out. So let me just put it back in. Let me just take this behemoth. Yeah. Put it back in. And let me continue with the actual chapter itself, okay? First of all, we get to see what the Sage looks like. Okay, not bad at all. Not bad at all. His staff actually is the combination of both Obito staff and Maru Uchiha staff. So that's pretty cool to find out. Also, he has this, like this really like intimidating old man look with the Rinnegan. Has like a third eye going on, and because I've seen third eyes in a lot of like Magi especially. Oh yeah, but also he's levitating on the yin and yang spheres, and he has little horns that resemble those of his mother. And speaking of his mother, again, we find out that apparently it's hinted that she is stronger than the sage himself. This to me is weird for a lot of reasons. The first reason mainly is if you were stronger than your sons, how come you didn't fight against the Jubi? That's number one. Number two is that if you died beforehand, how'd you die? Because according to your son, you are the end-all be-all. That's kind of weird. So how'd you die? How do you beat the end-all be-all? How'd that happen? Childbirth? Please! Get the fuck out of here. The childbirth can't beat the end-all be-all. There's no way in hell. Number three, and plus we see her too over her sons. Well, that number three, who got you pregnant? Who's the lucky winner to have sex with the end-all be-all? How does that happen? How does that go down? Was it like some random farmer? He's like, yeah. Oh, you look real good. Come over here, sweetie. Come over to my place. Yeah, like how did that go down? Explain to me, please, please. I want the full details. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Number four. When it comes to the fruit itself, she only ate the fruit. Like, so the way it's hinted by Hagoromo, it seems as if like his mom was stronger than the Shinju itself, which can't be the case because she only ate a fruit of the tree itself. The tree itself should be God. So you can't, it's weird, all right? It's very, very weird. And this brings up question number 5, which Hagoromo, he glazed over this shit. Because Naruto said, where'd she come from? And then he said, that's not important. I'm like, bullshit. That's very important. Because the fact that Naruto referenced an alien early on in the chapter, I'm thinking to myself, wait a second, hold on. Don't tell me that she's a Saiyajin. Like Frieza sent her down to the planet, and Frieza gave her orders, either you take it over or you blow it up. She said, no, fuck you, Frieza. And then Frieza was going to come down, but of course, Goku, Meha, yeah, take over. So, well, no, after that, of course, Trunks, fucking, but whatever, still. The thing here is that there are questions, and that's one of the biggest problems with this chapter. The fact that Kishimoto clearly made this chapter to answer questions, and he gives us even more questions. Kishi. But then in comes the stuff about the two sons. And again, we find out that Naruto, he is the reincarnation of Ashura, the younger son. But it's the reiteration of these themes that I kind of don't like. Because, and this is where the brother stuff comes up. I'm like, dude, come on. Like out of all, think about it. Hold on, seriously, think about it. Maru Uchiha has the Rinnegan, okay? And he was able to read the entire stone tablet. That's according to lore. According to lore, if you have the Rinnegan, you can see the entire damn thing. That's why he knew about Ninshu. That's why he knew about Kaguya and Hagoromo and the Shinju. That's how he knew about these things that no one else knew about. But apparently, among all the lore, they leave out Nisama. Like, what the fuck? How do you leave out Nisama among all the lore? That makes no sense, bro. Like, I mean, like, could you imagine in the middle of this war, like, Kishimoto uses that as a means to actually extend the story, where in which we actually have, like, Nisama of the Sage come out of nowhere, be like, hey, I'm here, take over the world time, yeah, totally. I'm like, no, what the fuck? So, I have an issue with that. I really, really, really do. Because to me, it's like, what the... Not only that, but it was stated that the Jubi was put in both sons. Like, unless the entity of the Sage of Six Paths in lore itself is actually two people, then there's something off with this lore entirely. There's something really off. It's pretty obvious that given the context of the chapter, if Naruto is the reincarnation of Ashura, then we can assume easily that Sasuke is the reincarnation of Indora. So if that's the case, then maybe since the Sage Six Paths, Hagoromo, his soul is inside Naruto, and he's talking about Naruto, then maybe the other Sage of Six Paths, whoever his, Nisama, maybe his soul is inside Sasuke, waiting for Sasuke to talk to him. I mean, well, yeah, like waiting for Sasuke to come into like his inner mind, and so they can have a talk. I don't know, but the Nisama thing is really irritating, and it's one of the themes that's pointed out in this chapter. That's reiterated. It's the theme of the genius and the working hard ninja. It's the theme of the Nisama it's the whole Nisama complex once again. And at the same time, it's the same theme that we see over and over and over again in the story. Naruto and Sasuke, Orochimaru and Jiraiya, Madara and Hashirama, Danzo and Sarutobi. We've seen this like a billion times. Seriously, Kakashi, Obito, it's everywhere with this theme. Man, the way he's kind of making it seem in the chapter as if like it's a part of the actual well, it is. It has to be now. Because apparently, according to Hagoromo, even though their bodies had disintegrated, meaning his two sons, their chakra had spanned generations endlessly. Holy fuck! Like, seriously, man. So there was a Hashirama and Madara, even though they're alive right now, the case is probably the same when it comes to them, where they're just reincarnations and reiterations of these two dudes, of the sons of the Sage Six Paths, even though the Sage Six Paths himself had a brother. That being said, like, that's my biggest issue with this chapter. Like, those two issues. Hold on. And also, another discrepancy in the chapter. In the lore. Take a look at this picture. You see that picture right there? That was the previous notion of the older son, Indora. He had a spiral Rinnegan. In this chapter, we see a Sharingan. What's going on there? I mean, you can say, well, he has it. He hasn't shown it, but he has it. You can say that. But until we actually see it in chapter, it's going to be a discrepancy. And then, of course, again, how in the original lore, it was perceived as if like the son, the younger son from Jump Street, was better off than the older son because he had the body of the quote-unquote sage. But now we find out that he was actually just like Naruto, in the sense of he was a half-ass flunky, while the brother was the genius. Again, the whole concept, the theme of the genius versus the hardworking individual. The thing is that because of these discrepancies, the chapter to me, I'm very indifferent about, because I don't know where to gauge the chapter. And at the same time, the chapter itself, aside from the discrepancies, also it's the brother of the Sage Six Paths, which was, he's loreless, okay? He is loreless. And finally, it's the fact that Kishimoto obviously made the chapter, he gave the chapter the intent of answering questions, but instead he gives us even more questions to ponder over. Oh, and by the way, one last thing. I remember if you go to the chapter and like you see the page where you see Hagoromo watching his sons when they were younger, notice how behind Indora is a crescent moon, and behind Ashura is a sun. And then that same thing occurs when they're facing off against each other, where behind Indora there's no one else but the moon, but behind Ashura there's a bunch of guys and the sun. So, symbolism for something. I don't know what exactly, but there is symbolism there, clearly. And finally, we get to see their powers. Again, like this guy had some kind of like Susanoo thing going on. Perfect Susanoo when it came to Indora. And Ashura, I have no idea. It was like some weird QB mode thingy. So, that being said, I'm done. King of Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe. Peace. Have a nice day.